Hello you. I am leaving Doolin now, a little fishing village in County Clare, not far from the Cliffs of Moher. Been here for a few days. My brother came to visit for 2 days and then I hung on. It's just rained most of the time, to be honest, which hasn't been great. I'm going to continue on now and walk toward a town called Ennis-Tymon. I'm really looking forward to going here. It's a beautiful little village, one of the nicest, I would say, that I've come across in Ireland, and I'm going to make a wee video there. So looks like plenty of walk in the rain coming up for today again, but all good. Head good, body good, feet good, mind good, all good. Let's go. Just about, I think, around 3-hour walk today to where I'm headed, which is good. I feel quite, not stiff I would say, but not as loose as I felt before I stopped for a few days, if that makes any sense. Just feel as though I'm getting back into the swing of things here with the walking. And there's been a couple of steep inclines, short steep inclines, which I was saying to myself, this is a thigh burner. I don't know if that's a word, but there you go. This is a thigh burner, this is. On we go. Doolin was a very interesting time. My brother came down for a couple of nights, spent time together, that was great. I met a few people on the road who had been watching the videos. They were good conversations too. And yesterday I met Luke and Kelly, who are walking the Wild Atlantic Way. It's always nice to talk to people who are going through a similar experience in any case of life, right? Someone that you can relate to. So that was all great. But the most interesting thing I felt that happened in Doolin, I walked into a cafe Doolin 21, a few mornings ago, and the waitress stepped forward, almost in a way as though she had been expecting me. I felt it was a little bit peculiar. And she asked me right away, would you mind sitting with this girl in the corner who was sitting on her own? And there were 2 other free tables. So I don't know if they were reserved or whatever, probably. But my response was that I'm okay with it, but you might want to ask the girl first. And the waitress said she definitely won't have a problem with you sitting with her. Come. And she sat me down with this girl. Her name is Chiara. She's from Italy. And she's over in Ireland. She's on Inishturk Island right now, doing a workaway experience. But long story short, we had a really, I would say, deep and meaningful conversation that I was not expecting at all. And at the end of it, we said our goodbyes, and the waitress came over and whispered to me, hey, that girl just bought your breakfast. And I looked up and Chiara just smiled and walked out the door of the cafe. And it's obviously a really lovely thing to experience, right? Shows you there's kind people in the world and all of that. But for me, I could not help but think back about everything that happened from the minute I stepped into that cafe, and ask myself, what was that all about? Is that some sort of a sign? Is that the universe's way of telling me I'm on the right path? And maybe it is. I don't have the answers. But believe me, I thought back about that conversation and how it transpired. And I just felt like that's beyond coincidence, you know? So that was Doolin. First breakfast was porridge, Second breakfast is going to be yogurt with granola and one of these bars, and then we'll have a sandwich in town for a third breakfast. I know this might not look like the most desirable way to have breakfast, and you do think that to yourself when you're out here sitting on the road in the rain, but you also think to yourself, what's the alternative to being out here? Because you have to take the good with the bad, the uncomfortable with the comfortable. You can't have your cake and eat it. You're either out here or you're not. The trip is the trip. This is really good. Source of protein. Free from artificial colours, flavours and preservatives. You want more singing, huh? Well, here's a rap by Christy Moore. Here we are in the County Clare. It's a long, long way from here to there. There's the Burren and the Cliffs of Moher. There's the Tulla and the Kilfenora. Michael Russell, Dr. Bill, Willie Clancy, Noel Hill, flutes and fiddles everywhere. If it's music you want, you should go to Clare. Oh, Listoon Varna. Listoon, 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 Listoon Varna. Oh, Listoon Varna. Listoon, 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 Listoon Varna. This behind me is the town of Ennistimon in County Clare. I think there's a little bit of debate as to how Ennistimon got its name. It's possibly named after Diamond River Valley, or perhaps after a nearby castle. Either way, it is a medieval town, a very, very ancient town, and typically known as a market or fair town. It was a fair town up until the 1960s, until, well, Ireland began to change and customs began to die out, not just here but all over the land. This river and the waterfall up ahead dominates the town. It seems to have been built around it. However, the one thing you'll notice in modern day Ennistimon is the facades, the shop fronts, how colourful and well preserved they are, and they are definitely more preserved than the vast majority of towns that I've passed through in Ireland. Okay, first of all, I want to show you this doorway as we walk into town. I believe it's someone's home, but it's very unusual. No idea what this place is.